Alright, I wanted to do a quick video here. You have to forgive the mess. This is our 2005 Jayco Seneca 35 GS. I've had it for about 2 years, almost 2 years now. We used it last weekend and it got filthy. We took the, you probably can't see it in the garage, but we took our razor out and took my son's Polaris Ace 150 out, and we were in the mud in and out of the RV. He actually broke his Ace pretty good, so I got to order some parts and I'll probably do a video on that after I get the parts in. But what we're doing on this today is we're winterizing it, which I do frequently. We use this RV all through the winter. When I get back and it's going to be in freezing temperatures, I just go through the process and winterize it. So I've already gone and dumped the black and gray tanks, and I have drained out all of the water. So I'm ready to finish the winterization process, and I figured I'd make a little video about it and show people the way that I do it. And you have to forgive the jackhammering back there too. My dash is all torn apart in here. I mean, I'm telling you, it's a train wreck. I've been doing a lot of work to it. Actually replaced the kingpins a couple of months ago. That's why I don't have the wheel covers on. I had a issue under the dash with some wiring I had to fix. Just been doing stuff to get it back good as new. So come along, I'll show you my winterization process. All right, this is where we're gonna get started. I'm at the rear of this particular model. Yeah, it's a Jayco Seneca. Underneath this back compartment, my batteries are right here. Right down here, I've got a valve. You can see that's already open. This is a low point drain for my water tank, my onboard water storage tank. And I'll show you a couple other drains over here as well. We'll go to the rear of the driver's side. Again, this is a train wreck. I actually had a mouse in here, which we got rid of pretty quickly. Again, we have drain valves here. 1, 2, 3, and 4 back here in the back. So I open all those. So after I drain the tanks, I open those 4 valves plus the one on the other side to drain while I'm draining my tanks, and then for the drive home to make sure everything gets out. All right, the next thing I do is set up my air compressor. You can see in my regulator here, it's only a couple of pounds of pressure. I mean, it's just hardly anything. I can feel it, you don't want much pressure here, so what I'm gonna do is essentially blow air through my water lines to get all of the water out of anything that's residual in the hot water heater and anything that's left over in the plumbing inside of the RV. So I got this set up. I'm gonna pull this cord out, take this fitting off, get it underneath the other side, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got my air line run out here. I'm gonna use one of these brass fittings. It's just an adapter. It threads in, you hook the air line up to it. It's my water intake right here. And then over here, I want to change this to city water. The reason being, I'm not using my water pump. I'm using air through here as if I'd been running city water through. So the next thing I like to do is come back here to my water heater. This is my drain bolt. So I'll pull this out. A little bit of water will start coming out because I've already essentially drained my water heater, you'd think, but I want to make sure it all comes out. So what I'll do is I'm going to hook this air line up now to this fitting. And now I'm going to have more water pushing out. probably need to close these. Need to close these lines here to build up some pressure. That's what it was. Okay. Now it's doing what it's supposed to. So these lines are plumbed into the plumbing inside of the RV, not just from the water tank. So the air was escaping out of those hoses instead of being forced out here. Now, if I hadn't drained my water heater, this would be a solid stream of water that would shoot out, I don't know, somewhere over here until it runs dry. So it's actually still warm. My water heater was on earlier today, a few hours ago, before I drained all the water out. All right, here's what I do next. Grab a bucket. Any little bucket will work fine. Now remember, I still have my water heater open. Okay, like I said, this place is a disaster. It's all gonna get cleaned later tonight and tomorrow. What I like to do is start with the hot water side. Run all the hot water out and then run the cold water out and leave them both open. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this. It just released a little bit of pressure here, but once I go put the plug in, this will become pressurized. And I'm working my way from the back to the front. So this is the closest to the water system. Next will be the shower, the toilet, and the sink. All right, so that's open. I'm gonna go put the plug back in. All right, so my plug goes back in here. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten that up. Now, once I do this, that air pressure is now getting pushed out of the sink in the bathroom. Go ahead and tighten this up so I don't forget to do it later. All right, back inside, you can see there's some water in there. That's what came out of my hot water line. So I'm gonna leave that water line open, the hot water side. I'm gonna come into the shower. I'm gonna put my shower head in the bucket, and I'm gonna turn on my hot water here. And I'll turn this one off. Okay. A little bit of water coming out. I'm gonna let that drain until it starts shooting air. It won't take long. Once that runs air for a little bit, I'll get back to you. Okay, blowing air here. Leave that on. Move my bucket to the sink. Now I'll turn the hot water on in here, and then I'll go turn it off in the shower. It'll pressurize the sink. You guys see what I'm doing now. Pretty easy. Now, actually, because this is such a low flow, it's easier if I take this off. You won't be able to see, but there's 3 tiny little holes here that restrict the water that passes through. So if I take that out, it'll make it run much smoother. Okay, all clear. So I'll leave this little water saver restrictor piece out for now while I continue on. And basically, that's all the hot water. I'm gonna go back here, back to the sink, turn on the cold water. And then I'll go close this valve up here. That's off. Got nothing coming through. I'll turn them both on. Nothing coming through. It's a good thing. Same deal. Onto the shower head. I'll turn both of these on. Might see some water come out of here this time. Just a little bit from the cold water side maybe, but I mean I tend to overdo things sometimes. So that looks pretty good. Okay, this is finished. Obviously making bubbles. Take this into the sink. Do the same thing. Open up both the lines. Need to turn this off. Okay, now we should have full pressure coming out of here. That's good. I'll shut this off first. Try not to let much pressure build up in my, I can hear it running. Try not to let much pressure build up in my plumbing lines. Okay. I got all the water purged out of the toilet. I'll go back up here just to let the air pressure out. And essentially that's about it. Okay, so I'm gonna close up my water heater here. Just like that. And then I'm gonna disconnect this air line. So I don't want any more air passing through. Okay, I'm gonna leave this on city water fill because that's where I'll need it next time I use it. And one more thing to note is that when you go to de-winterize your RV, which I'll probably be doing in a week or two, I hook my hose up here on city water, not fill, just city water. Is that on the wrong setting? No, it couldn't have been. It wouldn't have worked. Yeah, city water. I was right. So put it on city water to pressurize your whole system, and then what I do is I go in the back bathroom and I open up my hot water on the sink, and what that's doing is it's sending the water through my hot water heater to fill that up. So if you don't fill that up and get those lines pressurized when you just turn on your water pump, it will sit there and run and run and run, because you got to run 4, 5, 6 gallons, whatever size hot water heater you have out of your fresh water tank. So before I leave, I pressurize the whole system, and then I fill up my water on board. So here's the last step. RV and marine antifreeze. So what I'm gonna do, I'll open this up. I got this from an RV store somewhere. I need to order some more. I think this is my last gallon. I typically use about a whole gallon, although I don't have to. I could probably get away with half a gallon. But you want to pour this down all your drains. So I run it through here, through the shower, through the sink, up front, and I pour some in my black tank too. So the idea is to flush the water out of the P-traps below here, which I imagine you could probably see. Nah, you're not gonna be able to see anything. It's gonna be way too dark. I got a flashlight. Okay, so there's a lot of water that's sitting in these traps. What you want to do is run antifreeze in here, and some of it will push past and go into your gray tank. But you want to get antifreeze mixed in with this water here to keep it from freezing, because it's just one more spot that something could go wrong. So I'm gonna open this up. We'll finish it out. Okay, so here we go. I just poured some down the toilet because who wants to see an RV toilet on camera anyways? It's bad enough how messy the rest of the RV is. Like I said, my wife and I were gonna start cleaning on it tonight, but looks like that will probably be tomorrow. Man, I need to clean out this drain. Yeah, it's gonna have to run a snake through this one. Okay, don't forget your toilet. And then I've got 2 sides to the drain here, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour some down on both sides. And you know, excess is not a problem because it'll run into your gray tank. So whatever water is left over there, that's where it will go, and that's not a bad place for it. So I think that's it. All right, just thought it over, and that's how I've winterized our RV. Doesn't take too long, as you can see. This will be a nice short video clip. I did close my other drain valve for my onboard water tank. I just like to keep things closed up. There's no need for any way for bugs or anything else to get in there. So all my low point drains are closed. I need to dump out my water bucket, not hit my wife's truck. I'm going to put up my airline, get rid of this guy. Now it's time to start cleaning. I will make you guys watch that. Maybe I'll give you a walkthrough after it's all clean and pretty again. Thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful for some folks out there, and like and share. Thanks.